And this is Ken Kraetzer at the PACE Association Washington, D.C. Summit. I have a chance to talk with one of the speakers on the first day, and that is Michele Shuster, who's an attorney from Columbus, Ohio. And Michele, you started the meeting by kind of giving the audience of contact center professionals kind of a plea for being proactive in talking about the benefits of the association, being proactive in dealing with some of the rulings from the federal government. What's a key concern? I know the ruling from the Federal Communications Commission this summer was very important.
So I'm also General Counsel for PACE, and in that role we have developed a strategy that has multiple prongs to not only address the FCC's decision that affected how contact centers can call consumers on their cell phones, but also we have developed an approach that is going to provide an advocacy strategy for the contact center industry. It's critically important that while we're appealing the FCC's declaratory ruling, that we're also meeting with our elected officials. They need to understand what it is that our industry does and how it affects the constituents within their community, and how proposed regulations and the introduction of new laws that affect contact centers dramatically affect the industry, and how legitimate businesses can contact their consumers using the telephone. So, it was a call to action to our membership to get involved, and to get involved on several levels. First, we want our members to go into their home districts and meet with their congressional representatives so that they can provide our message and explain to them how these regulations are affecting legitimate businesses and not prohibiting the behavior by criminals that are engaging in bad activities that are giving our industry a bad name. Additionally, we have initiated what we call an impact fund that will help fund the legal proceedings that PACE is currently engaged in. After the FCC issued its declaratory ruling this summer, greatly expanding the reach of the TCPA and making it very difficult for companies to comply because of the lack of clarity in that ruling, we filed an appeal. That appeal is something that we are looking to our members to assist with funding, so they can help on providing funds for that impact fund, as well as going out and lobbying their districts. So it's really a two-front approach that we're looking at here.
Okay, and you had one of the government officials that you work with quite closely from the Federal Communications Commission, Michael O'Reilly, speak to the audience, and he had concerns that his commission may have gone a little bit too far in the ruling this summer.
I think you've just put that mildly. I think he called the declaratory ruling, and he called it this in his dissent to that declaratory ruling, but he called it a farce and one of the most slanted documents that he had ever seen. And we certainly agree with Commissioner O'Reilly's comments in his dissent. He did a very nice job, I think, of laying the groundwork for the issues that will be dealt with on appeal. Commissioner O'Reilly did a really wonderful job of explaining first of all, understanding, and then understanding the issues that affect our industry, and then being able to explain what the FCC's take has been on those issues, and why, with a unfortunate minority position within the FCC as far as party lines go, that it's difficult for him to have an impact. So he's encouraged us to continue to lobby with other means. He believes we should continue to advocate with the FCC, but it's also very important that we touch base with our local congressmen and women.
Okay, and then you had another senior official of an agency from the Federal Trade Commission, that being Denise Rich, talked really eloquently, I thought, about all of the scams that are being perpetrated now on the internet that they're having to go after and close. And I thought she was very effective in the protections that her agency is working on.
So we had the Consumer Protection Bureau Director, Jessica Rich here, and she did a wonderful job of explaining what the FTC's mission is in preventing unfair and deceptive acts and practices. The FTC has been very aggressive in this regard and going after businesses that have engaged in unfair and deceptive behavior. So I think she really wanted to put us on notice that the FCC is actively enforcing not only its unfair and deceptive acts and practices prohibitions, but also privacy requirements. She encouraged companies to educate themselves and educate their vendors so they don't run into problems with the FTC unwittingly.
And just a final thought, at CBSI we're very pleased to participate in PACE Professional Association for Customer Engagement, really representing many of the consumer lenders that we work with. And do you see some of the key initiatives that PACE is working on behalf of its membership?
PACE has been very active in the education and self-regulatory environment. We have the PACE Self-Regulatory Organization, which is a third-party auditing process against standards and best practices that PACE has put together. Those standards elaborate on all of the requirements of the law plus the best practices in the industry. Additionally, we have started an individual certification program, CECP, the Customer Engagement Compliance Professional Certification, that's intended to provide certifications for individual compliance officers. Again, training the compliance officers on the legal requirements for contact centers and then best practices for establishing compliance programs. We also reach out to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Financial agencies have I think really been struggling to keep up with the new rules and regulations that the CFPB has put out, and we've done what we can to assist in that regard.
And Michelle, if you would just tell us a little bit about the law firm that you participate in out in Columbus, Ohio.
I'm a partner with the law firm of MacMurray, Petersen, and Shuster. I am a former Ohio Consumer Protection Chief from the Ohio AG's office. The three founding partners of our law firm were also Consumer Protection Chiefs, and we have a former Attorney General, Betty Montgomery, within our office. We almost exclusively practice in the niche of assisting companies in complying with consumer protection regulations, and we come at that from a former regulatory standpoint and feel that we provide tremendous service to our clients in assisting them in complying with these consumer protection regulations, or providing them assistance if they get in trouble with the FTC, the FCC, the AGs, or the CFPB.
That's great. Michele Shuster, good to see you here at the PACE Association, Professional Association for Customer Engagement here in Washington, D.C.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. It's Ken Kraetzer for CBSI Services in Washington, D.C.